Good evening, you're with the news here. I'm Seher Zama, and we are making a start going straight across to the BJP headquarters in the national capital here because the mood continues to be jubilant. Celebrations are on, as have been all of last evening, with the trends that came trickling in and with the final numbers now for Bihar and victory that has been marked in several by-poll results across several states that the BJP has fared well and won as well. So we're going across to our correspondent Alok. He's taking us through some of those scenes, getting us more voices of the BJP karyakartas, workers, supporters. And right now they're awaiting Prime Minister Modi to step in here and address the gathering. Yes, Alok, please go ahead.
Yes, Seher, I am standing at the BJP headquarters, and at the launch the whole arrangement has been made to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and this arrangement is made by the BJP workers. Here, these are the BJP workers, and behind them, if you see, there are arrangements, and there you can see the hoardings as well. If you see that hoarding, Dhanyavad Bihar, and it has written over there, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's photograph is there, and BJP President JP Nadda's photograph is also over there. You can see the flags and also the party symbols the party workers are carrying. They have come here from various parts of the national capital as well as the NCR region. सर, कहाँ से आए हैं आप लोग?
हम लोग बदरपुर विधानसभा से आए हुए हैं, हरिनगर वार्ड का मंडल।
आप लोग किन का इंतजार कर रहे हैं?
हम लोग मोदी जी का इंतजार कर रहे हैं, मोदी जी का भाषण सुनना चाहते हैं, उनको धन्यवाद देना चाहते हैं। उनका स्वागत करने के लिए हम लोग बदरपुर विधानसभा से रामवीर सिंह बिधूरी जी के नेतृत्व में हम लोग आए।
मैम, आप कहाँ से आई हैं?
मैं पटेल नगर रंजीत नगर से आई हूँ।
अच्छा, क्या आप अभी सुनने में आया है कि पहले जो है अपने बीजेपी प्रेसिडेंट जो है वो आएंगे, फिर प्रधानमंत्री जी आएंगे? क्या सुनना चाहते हैं?
हम मोदी जी के हर एक चीज को, लफ्ज को सुनना चाहते हैं जो हमारे को आज तक उन्होंने सुनने को हम तरस रहे कान कि मोदी जी हैं तो मुमकिन है। मोदी जी की
ये जो बिहार की जीत हुई है, आप किसको मानती हैं?
वो तो हमारे मोदी जी का ये श्रेय जाता है। बिल्कुल
आप उन्हीं
बिल्कुल उनको धन्यवाद करने आए हैं और उनका वेलकम भी करने आए हैं।
So these are the BJP supporters who came here from various parts. Seher, just wanted to tell you and inform our viewers as well that after 10 to 15 minutes from now, BJP President JP Nadda will be arriving, and what we are learning, after 45 minutes around 7 p.m. or 7:15 p.m. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also come here and he will address these workers. Back to you.
Yes, Alok, also is this just about a victory in Bihar, because yesterday were the results of the by-polls as well. The BJP having done considerably well in several key states. This was specifically Madhya Pradesh and other seats in Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. It was a day marking a victory in by-polls as well. Are we looking at karyakartas, workers, supporters coming in from states that have seen that win in the by-polls?
See, Seher, let me find out that these workers have come from there as well, because just a few minutes ago I just found out that there are workers from West Bengal also came, from Madhya Pradesh also. Sir, आप कहाँ से आए हैं?
नजफगढ़ जिला से।
Okay.
So most of the workers who are standing over here, they are from Delhi only, but many people came from Madhya Pradesh and West Bengal. We just found out that they also came here to thank Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the victory that the BJP has witnessed in Madhya Pradesh and also in Uttar Pradesh as well. Now the BJP workers who came here, they are just waiting for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to come and address them.
Right, Alok, I'm going to be continuing taking inputs here from you as you get us more voices here as well. The Bihar elections, there was a huge challenge that was done amidst the pandemic, and it was a huge test for the BJP as well. This is with respect to central policies here that were announced during the lockdown. But stay with us, Alok. Let's also go across here to our managing editor, Vinay Tiwari, here with us as well. Vinay, this is once again marking a very significant moment here for the BJP. Not just in Bihar, not just in having to retain power, but now becoming a bigger partner in the alliance, but also for the by-poll. If there were about 59 by-poll seats is the BJP that managed to take 41, and this has been across states.
Yes, and I think there are three very, clear reasons why BJP is in a euphoric mood. Number one, of course, you mentioned how, they've done extremely well in by-polls. Although, having said that, I must say that in by-polls, the party that's ruling the state always does enjoy an advantage, and that's something that historical data suggests that nearly 70% of the seats that are, that go up for a by-poll in a state ruled by a party, the ruling party tends to win that. But having said that, the larger message there is that in most of those seats, over 30 seats, in fact, the BJP is replacing the Congress. And that's possibly a bigger reason why they seem to be very euphoric, because the space that is being left behind by the Congress is now virtually completely being filled up by the BJP. That's actually the one big reason why they should be happy. But the other two reasons are extremely relevant. One is, of course, the fact that for the first time, they will become the party number one in Bihar, something that they've wanted to do forever. They've never been able to crack that state. They've always remained a junior partner, but now they become the senior partner. And as I've been saying all through this Bihar election, the fact that Mr. Nitish Kumar has been cut to size literally as per a plan that the BJP had means that we haven't heard the last of the political drama that may unfold in Bihar in the months to come. I'm not suggesting it will happen immediately, but at some stage you will see the BJP ascending and actually having their own person as the Chief Minister of State. But there is another third and a very important aspect of this election, Sahir, which is the influence that this election's results will have on the neighboring state of Bengal. And remember, the BJP has made Bengal a prestige issue, and because especially the Simanchal region has a lot of influence in Bengal and vice versa as well, because a lot of people from Bihar actually go into Bengal to work, and vice versa as well. So that's going to have some bit of resonance on that as well, and the BJP will try its level best to use that narrative in Bengal as well, Sahir.
Right. Also, Vinay, now that we're, of course, looking back and scrutinizing on what caused the victory and what caused the losses for the others here, this was also taken as a huge litmus test for a lot of central government policies that were announced, what many people felt were not done for the Shramiks, for the migrants during the migrant crisis, which largely evocatively played out visually in front of everyone's eyes. But that has been a litmus test that has been passed with these results.
Yes, but I think, the reason why the opposition should be very worried in India is this. The BJP's strategic intelligence trumps sometimes their failure even on policy fronts. And I'm saying so because in this case, in Bihar, what is very obvious was that there was a lot of distress that the people were experiencing, and they were expressing that as well. It's no secret at all that the migrant crisis that happened once the lockdown was announced was immense. And the states of Bihar and Jharkhand possibly took the worst hit in that particular crisis. So the fact is that the anger was there, the disenchantment was there, the unhappiness with the governments not really helping them out, and possibly their worst time of crisis was also there. But it is surely the strategic intelligence of a party which was able to actually cover up for the losses or cover up for the setbacks that it would have otherwise faced. And I'll tell you why I'm saying so. If you see the results now that we have all the votes share and the data all with us, you can see that the BJP gained a lot because of a very high-risk strategy they played in terms of using the LJP to actually damage the JDU. That was the first big advantage that they enjoyed. And then, of course, the benefit that they got with the AIMIM and the SDF, the Secular Democratic Front that was split in Simanchal region, where three parties came together, which ended up damaging the RJD and the Congress combined a lot. Also, if you see seat by seat, the candidate selections and the careful choice of who should be contesting from where played a big part as well. And these are things which are very crucial in a closely contested election. You know, when you have margins that are thin, which are under 5,000 or sometimes even under 2,000, these are the kind of things that make a big difference. So having said, my point is that if the BJP, if there was any other party apart from the BJP who possibly did not have the same level of strategic intelligence, possibly this was the election they could have ended up losing. It was a close contest. And I think that's why when we say that it was a referendum, yes, they always will sell it as a referendum on the government's policies. They will always say that this is an endorsement that whatever the Prime Minister and the BJP government at the center did for the people of India post-pandemic was good, and people have rewarded it. The fact also remains that even if the people were slightly worried or not so happy about what was done, it gets covered up by the way they play the political game and the strategizing capability that they have. And I think that's why one of the reasons and one of the big indicators of the distress comes from how well the left has done. And you can imagine, left strike rate is now the second best after that of the BJP. And that is an indicator of how the distress was there, the difficulty was there. It's just that, so in terms of referendum, maybe the people are still not very happy with everything that has happened to them, but clearly they're willing to overlook that because the BJP just played a better game.
Absolutely. Vinay, stay on with us here, please. Going across to our correspondent Alok, who's going to get us more voices amidst the celebration in a short while from now, as we've been saying that the BJP National President, JP Nadda, is to address the crowd, the workers, the Karyakartas, and then Prime Minister Modi would be speaking here as well. Alok, if you could speak to more around you in coming in here, in marking this celebration, where all that they're coming from and how long they've been waiting. They've come in back again. Last night was a long wait till the final numbers were out, and they're back again to mark this celebration.
Yes, definitely. In fact, first I would like to show you that what is happening at this stage. In fact, you can see that SPG has already arrived. And you can see the arrangement from Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address has already been made. You can see that SPG is there, the SPG officials are there, and they are making arrangements, all the arrangements, so that Prime Minister, when he will come and he could sit comfortably. There you can see all over around. However, the announcement has already again and again that the announcement is also being made, so that the Prime Minister Narendra Modi could get the clear route when he will come inside. In fact, there are various workers who are standing. Ma'am, आप कहाँ से आए?
बदरपुर से।
बदरपुर से। आप कहाँ से आए?
बदरपुर से।
आप लोग सब बदरपुर से आए हुए हैं। जी, आप ये बताइए कि अभी क्या कहेंगे आप लोग इस जीत के बारे में? ये एक छोटी सी बच्ची भी आई हुई है। बेटा, आप कहाँ से आए हो?
मैं आई हूँ जैतपुर से, नियर बदरपुर। एंड आई वांट टू से दिस कि बीजेपी के आने से करप्शन भी बहुत कम हुई है। एंड आई सॉ दिस, मैंने ये देखा।
हाउ
जब हम स्कूल जाते थे, देयर इज, अभी तो हमारी ऑनलाइन क्लासेस लग रही हैं, बट जब हम स्कूल जाते थे, देन वी से दैट मैनी मैन आर teasing us, but here we are seeing this, nothing like।
मतलब आप ये कह रहे हो कि अभी जो सेफ्टी है वो भी आप लोग को मिलती है, आप ये कहना चाहते हैं?
बीजेपी की तरफ से ही है, और मैं चाहती थी कि दिल्ली में भी बीजेपी की सरकार आए, बट
लेकिन आपको जब अभी वोटिंग का जब अधिकार मिलेगा तब आप डालोगे?
जब भी मुझे वोटिंग का अधिकार मिलेगा, आई विल वोट बीजेपी। थैंक यू।
So this is one of the party supporters, what we can say. So here, if you see all around that the whole arrangement is being made, thousands of supporters are inside and many of them are standing outside as well. However, the police has also made arrangement for the comfortable passage for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. What we are learning just a few minutes from now, JP Nadda will come and he will first address the people, and along with him, the other senior party leaders, Home Minister and also Defence Minister will also come, and other senior party leaders will also come, and they will sit over there. So this is what the arrangement is there. At one side, the drum beats you can clearly hear also, and in the middle at the center, the patriotic song is already being played. Back to you.
Yes. All right, Vinay, as we further talk about this, let's also put in a word here of the challenges that were faced on how this was a testing time on many fronts, and in also perhaps marking a huge success for the Election Commission. Of course, certain guidelines, SOPs, COVID appropriate behavior that wasn't really marked everywhere across the board, but largely still having managed to do these elections as the first ever that has taken place in the pandemic, and how this smoothens the path further for the rest of the elections, irrespective of whether the vaccine comes or not, how the country is largely faring at the pandemic front.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just before I answer that question, I just wanted to say that the Alok's interview with that young girl in 1.5 minutes has kind of settled the nature versus nurture debate that psychologists have done for a very long time. So having said that, you're right. I mean, this election did happen. I mean, although I must say that the only place where the impact of COVID, so to say, in the process that was felt was really in counting, because that got delayed. In most of the campaign, frankly, there was hardly any, norms that were being followed. The Election Commission had put out a very elaborate guide sheet on how rallies have to be done or how campaigning has to be done, and also how polling should be done. But as most of our correspondents found out on the ground, there was nothing really that was getting followed. It will remain a mystery, and I think, epidemiologists in India should study on why Bihar, despite showing absolutely no regard for the norms, continues to show a very low incidence rate, and that's actually good. We haven't seen the kind of spike that we were fearing that would come about because of the elections and because of the number of crowds that have gathered all across the state in the last month or so. So that's possibly good. But you're right, this election certainly does pave way for for virtually a normal electoral calendar that we will follow from here on. Remember, the next year is a very important one, with Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Assam, Puducherry and Kerala scheduled to go to polls. So it's almost certain now that will happen on time, and there's going to be no delay, at least at the count of COVID, and that we should be heading towards a very, very exciting political phase, irrespective of whether the vaccine comes out or not, Sahir.
Right. Vinay, I also want to touch upon the third point that you'd made last time, and also because we had people as part of the celebrations at the national headquarters right now, with Alok getting in a word from where people are coming from. Some of them had come in from Bengal as well. And you mentioned how the results and how the BJP's fared in this is going to impact Bengal, particularly apart from other states here. How do you feel that the strategy now would drastically change, if at all? We'd seen the setting of ground for the Bengal polls in the recent visit here by the Union Minister Amit Shah. Is that going to change marginally, or are we by and large looking at BJP following the same brief?
No, the BJP will follow the same script that they have so far. Of course, they'll get a little buoyed by what's happened here. As you asked in the first question, it does allow them to add another point to the narrative that the people are rewarding them for the good work, even in COVID control. I mean, they will use this as an endorsement. However, good or bad the people may have felt, but they will use it endorsement, and why not? That's what happens in politics. So it will. But I think the BJP's performance and whatever has come out of the electoral, laboratory of Bihar has one other impact that will happen in West Bengal, and that is that there's going to be a realignment of the opposition forces as well. I now personally see a larger social coalition building up, which will involve the left and possibly even the Trinamool Congress and the Congress party to combine together and then take on the BJP. That is something that is inevitable, because remember, the left is going to take a lot of, at least the credit for the performance that they have delivered in Bihar. And remember that even in the left, there are different minds that exist there. CPI is not the same as CPIM, and CPIM is not the same as CPIML. They think differently, their ideology is slightly different from each other. But I can almost certainly say that there will be a move towards trying to have the left and the Trinamool on the same side. At least they'll make an attempt to try and take on the BJP. And that will be as much of a political earthquake as you can imagine. Because remember, there is no love lost between the left and the TMC. Because currently the TMC's cadre is virtually half an import of the left itself. And they use exactly the same tactics that the left has been using for 3 decades in West Bengal. So I see that impact happening there. I also fear something that I hope, and I'm wrong, really hope that I'm wrong, that I do fear that this will just mean a little more of a more violent phase in Bihar, in Bengal, because that particular state in any case is very vulnerable to electoral and political violence. And now when the stakes are very high and when there is a hardening of the position that happens on both sides, unfortunate fallout of that is a little bit of an increase in the violence that we've seen in that state.
Certainly, that being on a very worrisome note. What we have here right now, Vinay, up on our screens, these are live shots coming in from the BJP headquarters. We can see the BJP National President, JP Nadda, on that car. Thanks for staying on this show. We're going cutting across live to get you these images, these visuals that are coming in from inside the BJP national headquarters. Remember, it's a huge day of celebration. It's a moment of celebration here for the BJP, not just regarding, of course, Bihar's performance, but also in the by-polls, which has in fact given out an incredible result for the BJP. We've just had the BJP national president arrive there, Mr. JP Nadda, Union Home Minister Amit Shah having come in as well. And while they speak, soon after that, Prime Minister Modi would also come in and address directly the Karyakartas for their work. We have with us multiple updates coming in. Our correspondent, of course, Alok, who's on ground getting us several voices of jubilant Karyakartas. And we have our managing editor, Vinay Tiwari, with us here as well. Vinay, if we stay on these images here that are coming in and what we just seen a few seconds back here with the BJP national president, JP Nadda, there coming in, acknowledging and addressing the crowds there. This is a huge moment also for the BJP national president, JP Nadda, on his handling of the party and in even his handling of the elections, having addressed himself multiple rallies during the Bihar elections.
Yes, but I mean, let's be clear. JP Nadda is the formal president of the party, but the party is unmistakably that of Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah. There is nothing happens in the party without the concurrence or the planning or the strategizing of these two gentlemen. There is a centralization of power within the BJP as well. And there is as I said, Mr. Nadda is a president, a very effective and an efficient man, a great organization man for sure. But the strategic imprint and the impact is just about these two people. There is no other, nothing else works in that party. There is absolutely, let's not beat around the bush on that at all. This party is about Mr. Two people, and it has completely centralized that power structure. In fact, the centralization, is something that is working for them right now. I mean, not often does it work. Sometimes a similar thing happened during the Indira Gandhi of the 70s when the Congress, there was extreme centralization. It worked for a while and then it started, diminishing returns set in. But as of now, the BJP's diminishing returns haven't set in. I mean, they begin preparation in advance. Amit Shah leads that. And once he sets the template in place, then of course, the other foot soldiers of the party take over, whether they're state presidents or even Mr. Nadda as a party president. But so that is unmistakably how the BJP template now currently operates. I mean, you can see that he's already doing that in West Bengal, for instance. He's already started making trips to that state. He started, setting up the terra firma for that state. And you can be assured he'll start doing, he started doing that in the back room in Tamil Nadu as well. I mean, a lot of stuff is not coming out of Tamil Nadu, for instance, Seher, but you can almost see the BJP imprint very clearly, including the battle that is currently on between the OPS and the EPS faction. It's very obvious on the ground which faction the BJP is pushing and wants to be at the center and which they don't. And of course, then there is this huge mystery of Sasikala, who will come out of the jail in another couple of months or so, which is an added twist in the tail that will come in the state. So the strategic planning and the template is very clear. But the good thing is that the BJP is lucky enough to have several foot soldiers, state level leaders who can actually handle the stuff for them. I mean, somebody like a Devendra Fadnavis, who's actually a Maharashtra, politician, was made the in charge of Bihar for a reason, because he's got that strength of organization at the back end. He's got an ability to organize things better. And remember, politics is not always as organized. But BJP is one party that has corporatized politics to the extent that they almost operate like that. I mean, you can see they have databases, they have records, they have all kinds of stuff. And there are good state level leaders who actually come in and oversee all of that.
एक इतिहास रचता है, यह लोकतंत्र की भूमि है. हेलो
जी बताइए.
हेलो या बिहार लोकतंत्र की जन्मभूमि, ये धरती लोकतंत्र की जननी रही है और बिहार से ही सारे देश की राजनीति का रुख बदलता है. बिहार ने वाकई एक बहुत ही कांटे की लड़ाई में एनडीए को एक बहुत अच्छी जीत दी है, क्योंकि थोड़ी राह कठिन थी, इस बार आसान नहीं थी. लोगों में बहुत संतोष है इस जीत को लेकर के, और लोग बहुत फिर से जो एक डर था लोगों के मन में कि फिर वही जंगल राज. हालांकि तेजस्वी यादव और लालू यादव की जमात के लोगों ने लगातार कहा था कि अब वो ये नया राजद है, वो पुराना वाला राजद नहीं है, जंगल राज वाला राजद. लेकिन लोगों के मन में एक अंदर ही अंदर दहशत थी कि फिर वो पुराने दिन बिहार में लौटेंगे, उस जंगल राज के दिन. तो शुक्र है कि वो बात नहीं हुई और एनडीए को बिल्कुल कशमकश तो हुई थोड़ी सी, लेकिन एनडीए की तरफ से जो प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जो बिहार के लिए जो काम किया, बिहार की तरक्की के लिए जो एफर्ट्स किए, और नीतीश कुमार जी ने जो खास तौर से विमेन के लिए पर्टिकुलरली शराबबंदी का जो मसला था, वो जिसका हालांकि बहुत से लोगों ने विरोध किया यहाँ पे, लेकिन उसका रिजल्ट इलेक्शन में पता चला। और उसका वो इस तरह आया कि विमेन वोटर्स ने बहुत चुपचाप बगैर किसी शोर शराबे के एनडीए को पॉल किया, क्योंकि उनको घर घर में राहत मिली। नीतीश कुमार जी ने 50% जो रिजर्वेशन पंचायती सिस्टम में दिया विमेन महिलाओं को, उसका भी बड़ा असर रहा। तो कुल मिला जुला करके ये दरअसल एक बहुत ही बिहार की राजनीति का एक तरह से कहा जाए तो एक अद्भुत अध्याय है, जो कि आने वाले वक्त की तारीख में इसे दर्ज किया जाएगा इस चुनाव को, क्योंकि आसान चुनाव नहीं था। और नेचुरली 15 साल हो गए थे नीतीश कुमार जी के, तो जो लंबे समय तक शासन में रहने से शिकवे शिकायत, ईश्वर सबको खुश नहीं कर सकते हैं, तो एक मुख्यमंत्री या प्रधानमंत्री कहाँ से खुश कर सकते हैं। बट बिहार इज वेरी हैप्पी, बिहार इज वेरी हैप्पी, बिहार इज वेरी सेटिस्फाइड, बिहार बहुत खुश है, क्योंकि आज बिहार में राहत दिख रही है। ये जो जश्न का तूफान या हंगामा, ये शायद जो यूपीए जीतता तो शायद बहुत जगह बम फूटते, बहुत जगह आतिशबाजी होती, लेकिन जो एक सुकून है पूरे एटमॉस्फेयर में, वो आज बिहार के पूरे एटमॉस्फेयर में लग रहा है, और ये सुकून उस उत्सव से भी ज्यादा अनमोल है।
ऑलराइट, Mr. Vikas Kumar Jha also sounding very happy and explaining those results there, but we're also getting in more voices. Mr. Jha, please stay on with us here. Also getting Mr. Vinod Sharma, senior journalist, with us over the phone line. Mr. Sharma, we're of course keeping in mind with this victory that has come in very challenging times and a very strong anti-incumbency factor here, but also in maintaining that there was a fear in the people, in the minds of people, to not bring the RJD back. It was the Jungle Raj, even though 15 years ago, which is still far too fresh for many voters, and which is why the RJD could not make the mark. But it's also important to remember that this Jungle Raj factor wasn't seen last term, when the RJD under Lalu's leadership managed to win 80 seats.
Well, each one for his own point of view. But the reality is that both the NDA and the Gathbandhan, led by the RJD, have got 38% votes each. RJD is the single largest party, though its performance has been lesser by a few seats compared to the 2015 election, where it had entered the field in an alliance with Nitish and the Congress. So even in a weakened state, the RJD has done exceptionally well. So I sincerely doubt whether Jungle Raj was an issue. You see, what exactly swung the elections in favor of the BJP was the pieces they moved on the chessboard before the election. They brought on board 2-3 parties which have done well by their standards and added to their aggregate tally. The Vikashsheel Insaan party of Mukesh Saini and Hindustani Awam Morcha of Jitanram Majhi. Both have won 4 seats each. Then, if you move towards Himachal, you see Asaduddin Owaisi winning 3 seats and damaging the Gathbandhan on several others in an area which is dominated by the minority. So the dichotomy of this election, the anatomy of this election, will have to be studied carefully. You can't just look at the numbers and say this issue worked and that issue didn't work. What worked actually was the permutation and combination which the BJP could manage and the MGB Mahagathbandhan could not. In fact, the decision to let Majhi and Mukesh Saini go was that of Tejasvi Yadav. And he based it on the analysis that in 2019, these parties' elections, these parties failed to transfer their vote to the Mahagathbandhan. Now, in 2019, the Mahagathbandhan did not win a single seat out of the 40 Lok Sabha seats. Only Congress won one seat. Rest went to the the BJP and the JDU. So
Right.
certain mistakes have been made, but one
Absolutely.
thing I would say,
Mr. Sharma, we're also talking about this while we're playing out these images coming in from the BJP headquarters. Let's also take into account on how this is right now. What we're talking about with these visuals is a massive party celebration, which also further highlights the structure of how the party operates in a very organized manner, in having its Panna Pramukhs, in having its Saptarishis. And now we're looking at the speeches having started here as well.